All right, we're here with head coach Jack Owens for our weekly men's basketball press conference. Coach, a solid win over Army on Saturday. After getting a chance to watch the film, what are some of your takeaways from that game?
It was a great team effort. Army came in playing very well. I know if you look at their win-loss record, it doesn't indicate how good of a team they are. They have experienced guards, and they have a really good big that we were able to contain and keep them out of transition. But anyone who knows basketball know how talented Army is and the pace they play. So it was important for us to keep them out of transition and not allow Wilson, their big kid, to score with angles. And our guys did a good job playing post D and keeping him out of the middle. But at the same time, we were able to execute on offense as well and keep them out of transition. And that was the difference in the game.
And you faced kind of a murderer's row so far to start the season, just a tough schedule. Would you say that this is the most complete game that you've played so far?
Yeah, that's probably accurate. When you're talking about how everyone contributed in the win, it was a total team effort. I thought everybody played well and carried out their assignments. And I told the guys before the game, just do your job, and the win-loss category would take care of itself. But Army was definitely a challenging team coming in. Watching the Duke game, they played extremely well. They shot the ball well. It was definitely a game that we had to be up for. And I thought getting home and having 2 or 3 days of extra practice really helped us as well. When you're talking about a young group that you got to reel in at times and focus on the details of how to win games and things like that. But for the most part, I was definitely pleased with the effort leading into this week. We got a big challenge for us going on the road again and a home game on Saturday as well.
And you mentioned that kind of long stretch without a game going into Wednesday. It'll be like a week and a half, and you've only had one game in that stretch. What are some of the pros and cons of that extended stretch without too many games?
Well, obviously, when you have time off, you can rest your body, and I think that's good when the guys can, take some time off, but also stay sharp. Some guys like to get in and shoot on days off and do certain things, and other guys needed the time off just to rest their bodies. But at the end of the day, the pros is obviously, getting rest. But then on the flip side of that, our guys can definitely benefit for staying sharp with extra practice time.
And then another tough challenge coming up on Wednesday. What kind of challenges do Xavier present?
Wow, they have 5 guys scoring in double figures. They're probably the best rebounding team that we're going to face or face to this date, where they have guys that are athletic. They all can, get to the glass, but they also do a great job of putting pressure on the defense with dribble penetration and how they run their sets. They do a good job of getting out in transition, getting the ball inside, shooting their rhythm threes. Just a great game for us, and I'm excited about it for our guys. Just another experience that's going to help us with league play, because when you're going to go into another sold-out venue and things like that, you got to learn from our mistakes that got us earlier in the year, and I think our guys are going to understand, and we're going to do a good job of talking about those things. But at the same time, we got to go there and play our game. I want our guys playing the way we talked about. We want to take our rhythm threes, we want to get out in transition and do what we do. But at the same time, you got to know when to probe the defense and get a quality shot and do those sorts of things. But it's going to start keeping them off the glass, keeping them out of transition, keeping those guys out of the middle of the paint, because they do a great job of getting the ball in the middle and just attacking in transition. So those things are going to have to carry over as well.
All right. Obviously, Xavier, how do you feel playing in front of that crowd at Butler will help prepare you for the 10,000 fans that are going to be playing against Xavier on Wednesday?
I think it's definitely something that we've gone through as far as facing Butler in that hostile environment. But at the end of the day, our guys should be used to it. Going on the road and playing now. But at the same time, they know us, we know them. I recruited a few guys off their team, but the guys know each other. They're aware who each other are and things like that. But at the end of the day, you still got to play your game. All right, when the crowd gets involved, you can't take quick shots and do those sorts of things that can shoot yourself in the foot. But at the same time, it's going to be a toughness game. It's going to be Who can keep each other off the glass, who can keep each other out of the paint, and those sorts of things. But at the same time, we want to play free. I want my guys taking their rhythm shots when they're open. We want to execute on the offensive end and do what we do. But at the same time, I think we will learn from the Butler experience and have a great game on Wednesday.
And just briefly, because I know you haven't really looked at had that much at them, but Saturday you host Wilberforce.
Correct.
Is there any thoughts you can have on that team?
I don't look ahead. I have not watched one game on them. But at the end of the day, our focus right now is all on Xavier, and then we would deal with them on Thursday. But all my intention and effort is on Xavier. Until we get done with those guys, then we'll move on to Saturday. But at the end of the day, this is a great time for us to learn from our mistakes, but at the same time, get out and compete and play against some good people. You're talking about Xavier. That's going to be a great game for us. And like I said, I'm looking forward to the game on Wednesday. Then we'll deal with Saturday when the opportunity presents itself.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.